close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Daniel Bailey TV. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. And it is a good Monday because Arsenal, yet again, have won away from home. And yet again, we have beaten one of the so-called big sides, which historically we've struggled. Do let me know if you can see me, okay? Do let me know if I've positioned this camera. Well, I say position this camera because I'm just using the camera on my MacBook. But yeah, listen, Arsenal, honestly, guys, I got to tell you, I'm buzzing this morning because Chelsea was always the banana skin, weren't it? Chelsea was always the banana skin. We've beaten Tottenham, Liverpool, but they were home games. We struggled. Well, we didn't struggle, but we kind of slipped up a little bit against Man United in terms of like the performance was great, but the naiveties shone through in that game. But Chelsea was always kind of, I was looking at the Chelsea game going, you know what, if we can, after beating Tottenham, after beating Liverpool, after having a tough October, and we come out of it pretty much unscathed. We only dropped points against Southampton, which we shouldn't have dropped points, and then we dropped points against and then we lost against PSV Eindhoven in the Europa League, which, look, we deserve to lose that game. But when you look at the October as a whole, we relatively came out of it unscathed. We didn't really drop points. It didn't really cost us, because we were looking a little bit leggy in that October, weren't we? When you was watching some of the games, and I was watching some of the games, we were looking a little bit leggy, and I was kind of like, listen, is the volume of games catching up with this Arsenal side? You know that we don't have a good squad depth at the moment. We know that our second string team, quite frankly, is shit, bar a few players. So that was a worry. So to see this in November, and we struggled a bit against Zurich as well. And I was kind of thinking, listen, Chelsea, despite them going through problems, they're still a good side, aren't they, Chelsea? They're still considered one of the top sides. They've got some good players. So to go to Stamford Bridge yesterday and pretty much dominate the entire game, like, I was watching that game yesterday, and I was thinking during the game, as the game was going on, I was sat there thinking, do you know what? Are we the home team here, or are we the away team? Because Chelsea were playing like the away team, and we were playing like the home team, and Chelsea had set up like an away team, and we dominated them in their backyard. And listen, guys, I've got to be brutally honest with you. Like, honestly, I was really impressed. I was impressed for a number of reasons. Now, I am going to come on to the fact that our attacking play wasn't quite as good yesterday as it has been at the start of the season. But I'll tell you why I was impressed yesterday. Because we dominated the game. We didn't look leggy yesterday, which started to creep into our performances in October. We didn't look leggy. We looked like we were back on it. And that's great to see. That's really is great to see. Considering we've got Brighton in the Carabao Cup, then we got Wolves, and then obviously everybody breaks for the World Cup. And I'm a little bit mixed about that break for the World Cup, because is it what we want right now when we've got momentum, or is it just going to actually fuck up our entire season? It's going to be interesting to see whether that World Cup hampers us or whether it helps us. But honestly, guys, yesterday's performance, I'm going to be honest now, we scored a fluky goal. Like the goal, like literally, like considering notoriously, Arsenal have been notoriously shit. And we've been notoriously shit at set pieces. So to actually score from a set piece, in all fairness, Chelsea's defending of that set piece was shit. And how, like, it was a bit of a lucky goal. Like literally it was. But do you know what? I'll take it. I'll absolutely take lucky goals because we deserve some luck this season. When you look back, and I said it before in previous streams, when you look back at all the big teams we've played and all the fucking luck has gone against us. We've had referees conspiring against us. We've had decisions going against us. We've had red cards. We've had players making stupid mistakes. We deserve a little bit of luck. And we got that in the Liverpool game with the penalty. And we got that again yesterday with a goal. And because had we had drawn that game, I would have come out of that feeling pretty disappointed because we did dominate them from start to finish. We fucking literally went to their backyard and we schooled them. And best of all, fucking Aubameyang didn't score. Aubameyang was shit yesterday. I've got to be brutally honest with you guys. Aubameyang was absolutely fucking dreadful. Like literally, I don't know what that guy was doing. Absolutely fucking awful. And do you know what? I was looking at Aubameyang yesterday. I'm thinking, do you know what? I'm really glad that we got rid of him in January because how many times have we seen that him putting in those kind of performances for Arsenal? You know, just walking and strolling around the pitches if he didn't give a fuck. You know, we've seen that so many times for Arsenal, and I was just sat there thinking, I'm glad, absolutely glad that we got rid of him in January. And you know what? You can see as well, when you compare him to Gabriel Jesus, you can see how much Gabriel Jesus is so much better for the team because he does so much more than what Aubameyang is just a goal scorer, whereas Gabriel Jesus is not necessarily a prolific goal scorer, but what he will give you is meaningful contributions. And he does. Like yesterday, he was absolutely superb yesterday, Gabriel Jesus. Although he didn't score, he was absolutely fantastic. Like he was running, like that guy runs. Like I get tired just watching him, and I'm not even a professional footballer. Do you know what I mean? Like that guy runs. How that guy doesn't come home at the end of a game and fucking literally flop because that guy's fitness levels are beyond the scale. Absolutely beyond the scale. Listen, before I carry on, there's 8 people watching. Everybody, please do me a favor, smash that like button. Please smash that like button. It does help the channel grow. Like I said, you know, welcome to people that have newly subscribed. I forgot to tell you as well, yesterday, I was on Lee Judge's TV. So if you missed it or if you didn't watch it live, go back and check it out. I was on their 9 p.m. show. But yeah, like I said, guys, I'm getting back into this YouTube thing now. Like I realized that the last couple of months have been a bit shit. I had a lot going on, but I'm really getting back into it, and I'm putting things in motion behind the scenes that are going to make it easier for me in terms of like the visual stuff, like with the images and graphics and stuff. I've got plans in place. So over the next couple of weeks, I might be a bit quiet in between the break in the Premier League and the World Cup, but it's literally, I'm not quiet. I'm working on stuff behind the scenes, but I am going to be doing some World Cup stuff as well. So yeah, do stay tuned for that. But yeah, listen, guys, let me know what you thought of the Arsenal game. Like, did you seriously? I thought we were absolutely fantastic yesterday. We literally schooled them, and you know, it's about time that we're starting doing this to teams. It really is. The other thing as well, and this is a testament to how well we're playing. I went into that game yesterday feeling really confident. Like, I normally go into these big games going, fucking hell, playing Chelsea, we're going to get absolutely spanked. And it was the same against Liverpool, and it was the same, maybe not so much against Tottenham, because we're used to beating them fuckers anyway, aren't we? We're used to beating them cunts, Tottenham, you know. But Liverpool and Chelsea, that in years gone by, I know Chelsea recently, we've won there 3 times at the Bridge, so like it's pretty decent. But certainly against like Liverpool, I'm feeling confident now against these sides because of the way we're playing. Before it was, fucking hell, we're playing these big teams, we're going to get absolutely tanked, and we haven't. Do you know what I mean? We haven't, and every test that's been put in front of them, they've stood up to it. You know, bar that little blip in October where we dropped points against Southampton, where actually we probably shouldn't have. But you know what? Every team, you know, that is really good quality, every team will drop points. Look at Man City, all conquering Man City. They dropped points against Villa and Newcastle. So it happens to the best of teams. It's just part and parcel of this Premier League, and it's part and parcel of this Premier League season. But listen, I'm gonna read some comments because I've been talking for 11 minutes, and then I'm gonna let's see what's going on here. We got Mr. B as well in the chat. Oh, Kevin's back. Jesus Christ, where have you been? Like, big up Kevin. Big up Joanne. Big up Steve, the Arsenal misfit. I'm good. Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. It was a good, solid win. We're in control of the back four and party. Were a brick wall. It reminded me of a George Graham solid performance. I tell you what, as well. 1-0 to the Arsenal. It was like that, wasn't it? It was a really good, solid win. And let me tell you something as well. When you look at our stats for this season, we have had the best ever start to a Premier League season in Arsenal's history. Even better than the Invincibles. Even better than those types of teams. Pick up Mike. He said set pieces are part of the game. They are actually. They are, but it was a bit of a shit set piece, wasn't it? Let's be honest, right? Yeah. It was a bit of fluke. Like we never score from set pieces normally. We're normally quite shit at set pieces. But Gabriel was there. I'll tell you what, Gabriel, for all his faults, and he's had a few hairy moments this season, but for all his faults this season, he does score some goals. Like he's kind of like the Brazilian John Terry for Arsenal, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? He really is, because he chips in with goals. Auba's still in Saliba's pocket. Yeah, I'm waiting for Saliba to pull Auba out of his pocket, because I think he must have suffocated the way Saliba was roughing him up a bit. Auba, was he even on the pitch? Says Steve, the Arsenal misfit. Or let's have a look. Jesus' overall play is good, but he has to get his shooting boots on and get some more goals. Odegaard was a bit quiet. He seems a little bit off. Killer instinct pass. Lacking the killer instinct pass, and needs to take some shots. Do you know the thing is with Odegaard, right? Yeah. I'll tell you about Odegaard. Look, I think Odegaard, he's not going to score many goals, but what he does for the team is quite important. And he does need to shoot more, because we've seen that when he shoots more, he scores goals. But he's just a little bit. I don't know what's going on with Odegaard. And that's the thing, guys. I just want to raise this with you. That's the absolute thing, right? Players are playing off, but we're still getting the results. That just shows how much our levels have gone up. Like, it really does. And do you know what? Honestly, right, yeah. Because a lot of people have been talking about us challenging for the title and all that stuff. And the likelihood is that come the end of the season, we might slip away. We might slip off. It'd be great if we don't. It'd be great if we, could get over the line. But realistically, we might slip into second and end up finishing second. And if we do, I'll be relatively happy with that as a season, because I would see that as progress. I really would see that as massive progress, considering we went from 5th, then before that we were 8th twice, to go to second. I mean, don't get me wrong. If it happens, I'll probably be a little bit disappointed that we didn't get over the line. But when the dust settles, I probably would look on that and go, do you know what? That is not a bad place to be in. If we can do that and win the Europa League, second in the Europa League will be a fantastic season. Obviously, an absolute amazing season would be winning the Premier League. That would be absolutely outstanding. If we could do that, and it's a big if, and it's a pipe dream, but if we could do that, that would just trump everything. But realistically, if we finish second and won the Europa League or an FA Cup, or maybe not the Carabao Cup, it'd be a bit disappointing. I'd be relatively happy with that. Honestly, I wouldn't be. I'd probably, again, it probably come down to how, if we ended up falling away, it'd be how we fell away, or if like literally we just lost it because Man City were better than us, and it it didn't come down to much. If there was only like a point in it, then I'd be relatively happy with that. If we lost it by a point or lost it by, like 2 points, you can't really have no arguments with that. Let's have a look here. Okay. So thank you very much for jumping me right back to the top of the comments. But yeah, do hit the like button, guys. Really appreciate it. Let's have. Big up on Aaron Jones. He said, let's have a look. I've read that comment. Where's an Aaron's comment? There you go. Wasn't the best performance yesterday. Both teams were slow and sloppy on the ball, cancelled each other out, but nice to see us getting the wins to keep top. I thought we controlled the game. Look, if I was a Chelsea fan, and obviously I'm not, but if I was a Chelsea fan, I'd be more pissed off with their performance than I like Arsenal. I thought we really controlled the game, Arsenal. I thought we limited Chelsea. We limited them. We stopped them from playing. They were shit. They were shit. They weren't at the races, but it wasn't a great performance by us. Like, it wasn't vintage performance, but we got the job done, and that's the most important thing. It's kind of like the Leeds game, where it wasn't a great second half, but we got the job done, and that's all we can do. Is if we get the wins, that's fantastic, and that's what I like about this Arsenal side now, is that we're starting to win. We're starting to win, but we're starting to win ugly. It's not being pretty, but we're winning ugly. I'm pretty sure the performances will come back. The performances will come back. Mr. B says, have you got a new guide dog? Not yet. I'm still going through the process. It's probably going to take a year or so. I'll probably be without one for quite some time. Partey and Saliba joint man of the match. Yeah, I would take that. But they were both awesome yesterday. Partey and Saliba. Just goes to show how vital they are for this team. It's so important that we get Saliba signed up. Honestly, I don't care what it is. Like, literally, offer that guy anything because we need to keep him. It'll be a crying shame if we let Saliba go after these quality performances. Arsenal, I don't care what it takes, fucking pay the money. Like, literally pay the fucking money. Pay the money and keep Saliba. Saliba is untouchable. Gabriel led the league last season for all goals out of all centre backs for goals on set pieces. Yeah, Gabriel's set pieces are really good. Gabriel's set pieces are really good. The only thing is with Gabriel is he just needs to cut out all these mistakes. His mistakes are costing him, and at the moment they're not costing us, but they could cost us. And actually, when you talk about, we've sat here in the past and criticised Granit Xhaka for those similar kinds of mistakes. And Granit Xhaka's cut them out of his game. And you look at the kind of player Granit Xhaka is now. And this is why I'm going to give credit to Granit Xhaka. Because as you guys know, I've been on here and I've slated Granit Xhaka. But this season, he's been absolutely a different player. And he's cut the mistakes out of his game. You even see him yesterday when he had a little thing with Cucurella. He was laughing, he's like, listen, this is nothing, it's all banter. Because a couple of seasons ago he would have lashed out, he probably would have cost us. So he's cutting it out of his game. Whereas Gabriel is kind of on the cusp at the moment of stepping into Granit Xhaka's shoes with the mistakes that he's making. So he needs to cut them out of his game. If he can cut them out of his game, because he is a quality centre-back. He is a quality centre-back, and he's a threat on set pieces. But those mistakes, we're lucky that it hasn't cost us, but it could do. So if he can get rid of them, then he'll be a better player. My man of the match was Partey in the back four, shut them down completely, says Steve, the Arsenal misfit. I agree. We looked pretty good yesterday, defensively yesterday, but Chelsea were very sloppy. Let's be honest, they've been hit and miss this season. Luckily, yesterday they were a miss. Yeah, Chelsea are awful. Honestly, it's about time they fucking got a hiding in their backyard. And I know it wasn't a hiding in terms of goals, and we didn't thrash them, but we dominated them. Literally, dominated them. Plus, I hate Chelsea fans. Chelsea fans are smug. All the time, right? We've had to sit through the Abramovich era going, oh, look at us, we got all this fucking money, we've done this, we've done that. We're top, we're better than Arsenal. And granted, yeah, they were for a few years, but Chelsea fans are arrogant. Chelsea fans are like Spurs wannabe. Like, that's what they are. Chelsea fans are Spurs wannabes, because Spurs are the number one fan base for being obnoxious pricks, and Chelsea are kind of like runners up in that. Honestly, their fans are probably borderline delusional as well as Spurs fans. Like, literally. Let's have a look. So yeah, do hit the like button, guys. Smash that like button. I'd really appreciate it if you could hit the like button. I think if to have any chance of challenging Man City in January, says Anarin Jones, we need to strengthen. We need to get Maddison, because Odegaard is bang average. We need to get a top striker and play Jesus in that number 10 role. I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. I do like Maddison. I think Maddison would add to our team, but then we've got Fabio Vieira as well, and I do like Vieira. I do see some qualities in Vieira, but then I suppose Maddison would add to the squad depth, and certainly Vieira would add to the squad depth. I would get Maddison. I'm not sure that Arsenal would go for Maddison. I'm really not. See, I'll tell you who I want Arsenal to sign. I want Moussa Diaby from Bayer Leverkusen. I want him, like, literally. He's the kind of player that I'd love to see in an Arsenal shirt. I'd like Mudryk from Shakhtar Donetsk. I would definitely take him. But yeah, listen, Arsenal do need to strengthen, and it's going to come down to whether the Cronkies want it, because it looks like, and I don't want to speak too soon because we've literally got a game and it could all go tits up against Wolves, but it looks like that we're going to go into the World Cup top of the table. So you'd like to think come January, we've only got a few games. We've got West Ham, Brighton, and then we go into January. So come January, we're going to be still top of the table. So it kind of depends on how Arsenal approach it. It really is going to depend on whether they think, look, we've overachieved than what we expected, so let's be happy that we're going to be in the top 4, or they're going to go, listen, we got a real opportunity here, which is the right way to go. I think if they go, we've got a real opportunity here, we're ahead of schedule in our so-called process, we're ahead of schedule, let's really make a statement that actually we're going to capitalize on the opportunity that we put ourselves in. So it's going to be interesting to see what this board do. Let's have a look. Oh, Bertrand, it's been a while since you've been in my chat as well. How is it going? How's it? You're all coming out today. Have you? I must be missed. I must have been missed because yeah, you're all coming out today, which is good. Like I said to you guys, the more people watch, the more I'm likely to do the stream. It's hard doing a stream when there's only like 3 people watching because you can't really read any comments. It's you know, and you don't want to hear me talk for like half an hour solid without interacting. But Mr. B for Life says, do you rate Trossard? I do rate Trossard. I would take Trossard at Arsenal. I think he's absolutely quality. I would definitely take him. But is Arsenal going to go and pay that money? I'm not so sure. He ain't going to come cheap because he's Premier League proven. They're going to want all the money they can. Now Vieira's look bang average. Ooh, and Aaron Jones. Wow. You think Vieira's look? I don't know. I like Vieira. Honestly, I really do. I really, really like Vieira. I'm not sure I would. Yeah, I'm not sure I would sell him. That's insane. Like I kind of get why you're saying it. But yeah, I'm not sure I would sell Vieira. I really like him. But I get what you're saying. We do need to strengthen. And I do realise that Odegaard is not everyone's cup of tea. Do you know what I mean? I do realise that unless you appreciate what he does for the team, he's not everyone's cup of tea. Because I do realise with Odegaard that he has to score more goals. He has to shoot more. But I do see him as an integral part of the side, Odegaard. You know, it's an interesting one. Like I certainly agree with you that we do need to strengthen. We definitely need to strengthen in January, especially if we are top of the league. Because I don't want to throw this opportunity away. Like literally last season when we was top 4, right? When we was, you know, looked like we were going to get top 4 and then we threw it away. Take out the fact that we threw it away to Spurs, but just the fact that we had an opportunity and we didn't learn our lesson. We didn't capitalize on it. I'd like to think now that because we've had that experience, we're going to learn our lesson, and not just on the pitch, but upstairs in the boardroom as well. I'd like to think that they would have looked upon that and say, listen, we fucking fucked up last season. We didn't strengthen. We missed. It cost us what we were trying to achieve. But now we're not going to take that chance this season. We're going to strengthen. And, you know, you never know. You know, even if we strengthen, we still might not win the league. But at least if we strengthen, we will have given ourselves the best possible opportunity. And that's all us Arsenal fans could ask for. That's all we want as Arsenal fans. You know, nothing's guaranteed in this Premier League. Just look at Liverpool. Like, they've fallen off a massive cliff. You know, everyone was tipping them to be title challengers with Man City, because they have been the last 5 years. It's been Liverpool and Man City and then the rest. So everybody at the start of the season was going, look, Liverpool are going to do this, Liverpool are going to do that. And they've fallen off a cliff, like literally. It's mad how they've just fallen off. So anything's possible. Anything really is possible. And I do hope that this board, I do hope that the owners, Josh Kroenke, Stan Kroenke, time to get your checkbook out. Oh, God. Listen, guys, I'm going to end it there because I've been on for half an hour. But listen, thank you to everybody who's tuned in. Do smash the like button on your way out. Do hit the subscribe button. Do share the content. Like I said, I'm back properly now. I'm going to be, like I said, I'm going to be back on, when am I going to be back? Tomorrow. Be back tomorrow for the Arsenal-Brighton preview in the Carabao Cup. We kick off our Carabao Cup campaign on Wednesday. Then I'll be back on Thursday with a review of that. Then I'll be back on Friday with the preview for the Wolves game. So, yeah, like I said, I'm back completely. And then after the Wolves game, I'm going to take a little break until the World Cup, because I realise the World Cup is like literally a week away after that Wolves game. So I'm going to be taking a little break in that week just so I can practice on stuff behind the scenes. I can work on stuff behind the scenes because I've got some stuff in the pipeline, and then I've got some stuff to help me that's going to help me with like the visual side of things when it comes to doing YouTube. So that's what's coming up on the channel. But yeah, do smash the like button, do subscribe, do enjoy the rest of your Monday. Arsenal, top of the table. What more could we ask for? Come on, you Gunners.